The research vessel Harmony drifted through the void between star systems, its hull gleaming under the distant light of a crimson dwarf. Inside the expansive mathematics laboratory, Professor Kex hunched over holographic displays that showed equations floating in three-dimensional space. The alien's forearms moved in practiced coordination, manipulating variables that had consumed decades of his life. Kex belonged to the Vorthon species, renowned throughout the galaxy as the greatest mathematical minds ever discovered. Their elongated skulls housed brains capable of processing calculations that would drive lesser species to madness. For 73 standard years, Kex had dedicated his existence to solving the infinite resonance problem, a mathematical puzzle that had stumped Vorthon scholars for over 2 millennia. The problem dealt with harmonic frequencies in spacetime itself, requiring the calculation of infinite series that seemed to spiral into mathematical chaos. Every Vorthon physicist agreed that solving it would unlock the secrets of faster-than-light travel without the need for conventional warp drives. The implications stretched beyond mere transportation, potentially revealing fundamental truths about the universe's underlying structure. Captain Nara entered the laboratory, her 6 eyes reflecting concern as they focused on her chief mathematician. The Trilaxian commander had watched Kex work tirelessly since joining the expedition 5 years ago, observing how the problem consumed every waking moment of his existence. "Any progress today, Professor?" she inquired, her voice carrying the musical tones characteristic of her species. Kex straightened his hunched frame, exhaustion evident in his posture. "I have eliminated another 17,000 potential solutions, Captain. The pattern continues to elude me, though I sense we are approaching something significant." Before Nara could respond, the laboratory doors slid open with a soft whisper. Tom Rodriguez stepped inside, carrying a steaming cup of coffee and wearing the standard uniform of the human contingent aboard the ship. The 28-year-old engineer had joined the expedition as part of the Interspecies Cooperation Program, bringing human ingenuity to complement alien expertise. Tom had been assigned routine maintenance duties throughout the ship, but his curious nature often drew him to observe the various research projects. He found the mathematical displays fascinating, even though most of the concepts existed far beyond his formal education. "Sorry to interrupt," Tom said, approaching the holographic workspace. "I was just wondering what all these floating numbers represent." Kex exchanged a glance with Captain Nara. While they appreciated human enthusiasm, the infinite resonance problem required mathematical sophistication that took Vorthon minds decades to develop. Still, politeness demanded a basic explanation. "This is a harmonic frequency calculation," Kex began, gesturing toward the complex equations. "We are attempting to find patterns in infinite series that describe space-time resonance. The solution would revolutionize our understanding of physics." Tom studied the displays, sipping his coffee thoughtfully. The equations seemed to dance before his eyes, forming patterns that reminded him of something familiar, yet distant. He had always possessed an intuitive grasp of mathematical relationships, though he lacked formal training in advanced theoretical physics. "These wave functions," Tom said, pointing to a section of the display. "They look similar to the harmonic patterns I worked with in acoustic engineering back on Earth." Kex's primary eyes widened slightly. Acoustic engineering represented elementary mathematics compared to space-time physics, yet something in the human's observation triggered a spark of interest. "The fundamental relationship is analogous," Kex admitted, though the complexity increases exponentially when applied to dimensional mechanics. Tom continued studying the equations, his mind making connections that seemed almost random. Years of practical engineering had taught him to recognize patterns in unexpected places, to find simple solutions hidden within complex problems. "What, if you inverted this section here?" Tom suggested, reaching toward the holographic display. "In acoustic work, when we hit infinite loops like this, sometimes flipping the phase relationship breaks the cycle." Kex stared at the human in disbelief. The suggestion seemed absurdly simplistic, yet something about it resonated with mathematical possibilities he had never considered. With trembling hands, he began implementing Tom's suggestion, inverting the phase relationships in the troublesome section. The equations began shifting immediately. Variables that had remained stubbornly chaotic suddenly aligned into elegant patterns. The infinite series that had spiraled endlessly now converged toward finite solutions. Within moments, the entire mathematical structure reorganized itself into a form of breathtaking beauty and clarity. Captain Nara watched in stunned silence as the holographic display showed the complete solution to the infinite resonance problem. The mathematics were undeniably correct, verified instantly by the ship's advanced computational systems. "Impossible," Kex whispered, his voice barely audible. 73 years of work and the solution was this simple inversion. Tom shrugged, taking another sip of his coffee. "Sometimes you just need fresh eyes on a problem. Back home we had a saying about not seeing the forest for the trees. The implications hit everyone simultaneously. The solved equations would indeed revolutionize space travel, but more importantly, they demonstrated something profound about human cognitive abilities. Where Vorthon minds had pursued complex theoretical approaches, human intuition had found the elegant simplicity hiding beneath layers of unnecessary complication." Word of the breakthrough spread quickly throughout the ship. Scientists from dozens of species gathered to witness the solution, marveling at how a human engineer had accomplished in minutes what the galaxy's greatest mathematical minds had failed to achieve across centuries. Professor Kex spent the following weeks working with Tom to understand the cognitive processes that had led to the breakthrough. The collaboration revealed fundamental differences in how humans approached problem solving, relying on pattern recognition and intuitive leaps rather than purely logical progression. The discovery changed everything. Human cognitive abilities were no longer seen as primitive compared to other species. Instead, they were recognized as uniquely valuable, offering perspectives that could unlock solutions invisible to more conventionally advanced minds. As the Harmony continued its journey through space, Tom returned to his engineering duties with a new understanding of his role in the universe. He had solved the unsolvable not through superior intelligence, but through the distinctly human ability to see simple truths hidden within complex problems. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity again.